When you finish your swing, if you feel any kind of weight back on your back foot, this video is for you. We said hanging back, you can see with the right foot on the ground too long, hips too far back. Notice the hang back, the center of my hips are still in the middle or the center of my feet. We don't see good iron strikers do that. We see the hips forward. Why are the hips forward? So I can hit the ground forward, right? Solid contact. So we'll notice in a good swing, the right foot comes up. And one of the easiest things to start with if you hang back is the club under your heel drill. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the hanger training aid. I absolutely love this. I firmly believe that this is good for every single golfer. This hanger here creates and controls what I think is the most important part of the swing, which is the wrist angle. It snaps right on. It takes me probably 30 seconds to put on. I can put it right in my golf bag, and best of all is you can hit balls with it. You can actually hit balls with it. So I love this hanger training aids. Look at when I do that well, how that sits on my forearm. Now watch when I cut my wrist, how that comes off. Immediate feedback for where my wrist angle's at. No one that can have too flat of a left wrist. One of the few things that all good ball strikers have, we're trying to have. Flat left wrist, right? Super easy to use, incredible immediate feedback with the coupon code GogornoGolf.com. You're gonna absolutely love it. We'll put all the details down in the description down below. All right guys, so getting stuck on your back foot. This is one of the things that comes up a ton on the players that I work with at GogornoGolf.com. I think typically the higher the handicap or the newer the player is to golf, the bigger issue this is. And of course, getting stuck on your backside, you can see if you go on a course and watch people tee off or play for a while, or if this is you, it's a swing that looks something along this lines, right? We got too much weight back on the back foot for too long, kind of hanging back behind the ball. And of course, the main reason this is a big issue is because of contact or low point. I've got a 7-iron in my hands and I'm trying to get this ball off of the ground, fairway, rough, wherever I'm at, and hit it solid towards my target. There's a one-to-one correlation with where my weight is and the odds of successful contact. The more weight that I have on my back foot, the higher the likelihood my club is going to hit the ground behind the ball or completely miss the ground and hit a thin shot. The more I'm able to get my weight moving forward, you can clearly see that that would give me better odds of getting the club to hit the ground in front of the golf ball for solid contact. That's the main reason we don't want to hang back on our back foot. And that's the main reason all these models will show in this video. You'll clearly see with the line down their leg how much they move forward throughout the entire downswing, and they all get finished in a very similar position. Success leaves clues, right? If all of the good ball strikers finish here, even if we don't know why, we know we want to get to that spot. So from a feel perspective, there's a 2-step process we use, and then we'll dig into the drills. I'm just going to come closer to the camera so I can see myself here. What I want you to imagine first, you're just going to see my upper torso and that's fine, is I want you to imagine there's a line down my left ear and my left hip. Now when I start my downswing, I need to feel like both my upper and my lower centers push forward of the line. Both of them first. I'm going to show you in step 2 what to do. But from here, my head and my hip push forward of the line. Push forward of the line. You see that? And we'll put some visuals on the screen so you can see that. But if you're stuck on your back foot before we get to the first drill, I want you to have those sensations. When you make your backswing, you need to feel like all of you pushes forward toward the wall. I understand that's exaggerated. I understand that might be a bit too much. That's okay. If you're coming from hanging on your back foot, you're gonna likely need to feel wildly forward just to get to look like those models we have. So my sensation is almost like there's a wall there, right? The video we did with John Dunnigan. And I'm feeling like the wall, my hip and my head, I'm breaking through those. If there's a scale underneath my feet, let's just say for the sake of simplicity during late backswing, I'm 50-50. I feel like I'm going forward and I'm pushing under that scale about 80-20. So I'm adding weight down and forward to my left leg and I'm decreasing or unweighting underneath my right foot. And that's really the first visual and feel that I want you to have if you normally hang back. So let's get the contact solid. My head and hip push forward of the wall to the point where I'm going to feel probably 80 to 90% left early. If you have a normal swing and you don't hang back, you probably don't need to feel that as much. If you have a swing where you hang back and you know you have this problem, when you finish your swing, if you feel any kind of weight back on your back foot, this video is for you. You want to get to the point where that right foot is essentially just there for balance. My hips are up over my left leg. So again, I've got that wall over my left heel and my left side of my head, and I'm getting pushing down and forward early. And when I get done, I'm going to check my finish. I'd say, about how much weight do I have on my right foot? 5% or less? Are my hips fully up over my left leg? Absolutely, right? That gives me the contact I'm looking for. Now, what I'll do for someone who's working through this, right, especially if we're doing online lessons, I'll give them a drill to start for feedback. We said hanging back, you can see with the right foot on the ground too long, hips too far back. Notice the hang back, the center of my hips are still in the middle or the center of my feet. We don't see good iron strikers do that. We see the hips forward. Why are the hips forward? So I can hit the ground forward, right? Solid contact. So we'll notice in a good swing, the right foot comes up. And one of the easiest things to start with if you hang back is the club under your heel drill. We're calling it, it's pretty literal. So when I take my setup, I'm gonna put a sand wedge right underneath my right heel. So when I set up, the club sticks in the ground. Now, when I make a backswing, I want that to stay under. It should stay under for the early part of the downswing as I'm getting my left knee, my left hip, my left shoulder, my head, all of it pushing forward towards the target. Okay, Eric, isn't that too much? Yes, but you're hanging back. We need to overdo this a little. Now from here forward, I'm not gonna keep the club under my heel forever. Okay, I'm gonna let that club pop out from underneath my heel into my follow through. So I wanna make sure I hear the thud of the club behind me. This would be step one of getting your weight forward. If we do this, we know we got our weight forward. Then the only question is how much, how soon do we need to do it? Which we'll talk about next. So normal setup, I'm gonna feel like I'm pushing through the wall and I want the club to come up just past impact. And those are all beautifully solid shots. Now there's some other things you get benefits from this pushing forward. There's some club path things, there's some speed benefits, but we're really talking contact in today's video. One more time, club goes under, and you just use like a sand wedge for that. I'm gonna feel like my left knee, hip, shoulder, head all break through the wall. If you draw a line down all of them at the top, break through that to start down. Notice their head goes forward, right? Their head goes forward a bit to start down. Everything goes forward, let the club fall. Good, and we're looking to see an immediate improvement with contact when we do this. If you really keep your heel down long, like forever, you may need to feel like it starts popping up a little sooner. You may even need to feel as though the club starts falling like right from the top. Oftentimes you have to feel something a lot sooner in your swing for it to show up when you want. So the same thing with this shifting motion. I'm saying really you're breaking through the wall. You see in them, they're breaking through during the early downswing, but you may need to feel like that starts happening like 3/4 of the way back. You start pushing forward. Get at least 80% under that foot to start down. Remember, you have to exaggerate. You have to exaggerate. So that would be like phase one, okay? Step one or phase one of getting off your back foot is move every freaking thing forward. Hips, head, shoulder, the whole thing. Phase two is what you'll see in some of these videos, what the great ball strikers do. And once you get past just kind of normal contact to really optimize how high you hit it, how far you hit it, the direction, is you want to get everything moving forward from about the top to left arm parallel. From that point, you'll see their right hip keeps moving off the wall, their hips keep pushing forward, but their head stays back. Now, if you're someone who hangs back, I do not want you to skip to step two too soon. I want you to get good for at least the first 4 weeks. I would tell someone online, first 4 weeks, at least get good at this motion. I'm tossing the club back, I'm pressing, breaking the wall. I'm tossing the club back, I'm pressing, breaking the wall. Be okay with your head going a little forward. You might be a little too steep, your path might be a little too left, that's okay. Get the contact good. As we go forward, if you try and do hips forward, head back too soon, you're like, what the heck, I feel like I'm hanging back. I thought I wasn't supposed to. Exactly, we gotta ease our way into this, okay? But once we do get good at moving everything forward, now my hips keep pushing, my hip keeps coming off the line, but notice my head stays back. I put this club in line with the ball, my hips push forward of it, but my head starts to stay back over that, right, until my arms get parallel to the ground. So the advanced version is break the wall early, keep pushing the hips forward, but keep the head back. Now you still got to get the hips in weight forward. Again, step 2, I'll just show you what that looks like here. Get everything pressing forward, but then you go head forward or hips forward, head back. That'll get you more height, more speed, more distance, a little bit more draw pattern. So most importantly, to get off your back foot, start with the club under your foot. Imagine you've got a wall there. Get all of you, hips, head, all of you going forward. All of you going forward. You'll probably need to feel like the club falls out sooner than you think. You'll probably need to start moving forward sooner than you think. This is more so for the irons than the driver, because it's an iron video. Once you get that part good, if you need to optimize, hips forward, head back. If you want us to check out your swing, we'll put cogornogolf.com on the screen. We'll also put another card, similar style video. If you guys have any questions at all, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.